Hey everyone, welcome back to Dark Souls 2, Bow Only. So we're going to take care of some of the last few bosses of the main game in this episode. Starting with the giant here. Not much really changes about this fight, except you're able to actually stand on the platform that's over to his right. And you'll see me head up there in just a moment. In fact, this whole thing makes this fight extremely trivial. The only thing you really have to watch out for is his sweeping attack with his sword. And I think at one point he does that. So, I mean, that's really the only thing you have to watch out for. He poisons very easily. Takes a pretty decent amount of damage from bows, and yeah, he's pretty much a joke when you fight him like this. The thing that sucks about this boss when you fight him melee is when you get around his legs, the like cloak or whatever pants he has on, they can really obscure your views. So I've always found this fight to be not really difficult, but just a little bit harder to see than some of the other fights in the game. So it tends to make it a little bit annoying, but doing this with magic or with a bow just completely trivializes him, and yeah, like I said before, just really makes him a joke. I mean, fight is over before it even really begins. So next, we're going to move on to Vendrick, now that I have all of the Lord Souls. Or, I'm sorry, not the Lord Souls, the Giant Souls. I was actually pretty worried about this fight. The first time I ever fought him in the original Dark Souls 2, I did not have all of the Giant Souls. I think I had maybe 2 or 3, something like that. Which, if you know anything about this game, this guy has massive defense and does not take very much damage at all. So, in order to circumvent that, you have to go and collect Giant Souls from the memories. There's one from the Ancient Dragon, and there's one in Black Gulch, I believe. Yeah, there's one in Black Gulch. And what they do is they just decrease his defense, and if you get all of them, they allow him to be damaged like a normal enemy. Or a normal boss, I should say. But only having 2 or 3 of them in my first playthrough of the original game, I ended up probably spending about 50 to 55 attempts. And the reason why is because, for one, I was using a melee build, of course. But magic doesn't really do much more damage to him than a normal melee build would do. And the hitbox on his sword, I feel like sometimes is pretty good. And then sometimes I feel like it's really bad. So I was trying to dodge out of the way of his stuff a lot the first time that I tried to fight him. And really all I needed to do was just continuously strafe to the right. Now there were a few times just like right there where I thought I wasn't strafed over enough. But yeah, this fight... I'm pretty sure that I punted a controller across the room when I was fighting him the first time, because for as slow as he is and easy to hit as he is, just the amount of damage that he can do to you with one swing, it's like 1 or 2 hits and it's over. And he staggers you really, really easily too. One hit will actually stagger you and leave you open for a second hit. Now, I have gone back over a number of years and fought this boss a few times without any of the giant souls. And I do not recommend that to anybody for any reason. It is a very long fight. It gets really boring, and especially towards the end, you're just like, your heart's beating so fast thinking that you could potentially make a mistake. But yeah, that's pretty much Vendrick. I think having him as a boss and the way they did it was actually really cool. I kind of wish that they would do, you know, more stuff like that in future Souls games, but, you know, we haven't really seen that happen since.
You have proven yourself to me. Now, be one with the dog.
And now we get to Nashandra. Nashandra is easy anyways, but with a bow, she turns into even more of a joke than she was before. Mostly just because of the fact that you can completely stay out of range of her curse orbs that she uses, and as long as you're good at dodging her little laser thing that she's doing right there, you really don't have to worry about much at all. Now she does come up to you and try to, you know, attack you melee style, and this can kind of push you over to where the curse orbs are, like it did for me. But honestly, curse in this game is pretty much a joke. The only thing it really does is drain your HP, and as long as you know, have stuff to heal with, you're gonna be fine. The curse is never actually going to kill you. It's just gonna completely, you know, have your HP. She actually got me right there with her little laser thing. You can actually take care of the curse orbs as well. If you know, just hit them with your fist or whatever. And the bow has an actual, like, jump attack that I think you can hit them with, but I mean, honestly, I just didn't see the point in even getting rid of them. Typically when I do a melee only run or something like that, I will actually get rid of the curse orbs, because that way I don't have to back off and I don't have to wait for her to, you know, come up to me to do a melee attack to get out of range of these things. And as you can see, even though I'm still being cursed, my maximum HP is not dropping any further than halfway. Which, you know, it still sucks and it can make the fight a little bit difficult. But like I said, as long as you have healing stuff, you're good. She's probably like one of the biggest jokes of Dark Souls final bosses. And it always kind of sucked. I wish that she had been a better final boss for this game.
Many monarchs have come and gone. One drowned in poison, another succumbed to flame. Still another slumbers in the realm of ice. Not one of them stood here as you do now. You, conqueror of adversities. Give us your answer.
And here we go with the true hidden final boss of Scholar of the First Sin, Aldia. This is honestly probably the 5th or 6th time I fought him. Because most of the time when I run through this game, I don't bother actually doing all of the things to be able to fight him at the end of it. you have to defeat Vendrick, which means you have to go and collect all of the giant souls. There might be one or two more things that you have to do, but I honestly just can't be bothered to do them half the time. But I wanted to do it for this because I wanted to do all bosses' bows. So yeah, I got to fight him. I don't really have a whole lot to say about him. He only has about 3-4 attacks, and they're all extremely easy to dodge. When you're doing a melee build, when he summons that fire that comes around his body, that can damage you. But other than that, you know, using a bow, as long as you can avoid the stuff that he sends out at you, like I unfortunately didn't just a moment ago, you know, it actually doesn't prove much of a challenge. He did almost one-shot me though, which I thought was kind of interesting. And he does take less damage when he is in the current state that he's in. He can't be poisoned, so really it is just, you know, just holding back and dodging stuff that he throws at you and, you know, pummeling him with arrows. And you know, as I'm watching these and recording commentary over them and everything, I'm kind of trying to think about what exactly I was thinking about the run by the time I got here. And I remember thinking that this run was going to be a little bit more difficult than it actually is. Not because of the fact that, you know, I thought using a bow would be difficult, because, you know, with a bow you can keep your distance, you can, you know, do pretty decent damage, but you're definitely not doing as much as you would. You have to manage your stamina a lot more than you normally would. You can't get as many hits off as you normally would. So really, it just kind of comes down to those kinds of things. It comes down to having to think about things that you might not necessarily think about, you know, once you get used to a certain playstyle. So really, it just kind of ended up being a war of attrition for certain fights, and the run itself, I don't remember taking but so long. And in fact, a lot of getting to these bosses was much more difficult than actually fighting the bosses themselves. And I'm pretty sure that I almost died there, and I'm sure that I would have been pissed if I had. But yeah, so Aldia is almost dead. Next episode, I think we're going to start getting into the DLC. Unless there was another few bosses that I needed to clean up. But I'm pretty sure it is just the DLC bosses from now on. So hopefully you're continuing to enjoy this. I am sorry that it really has taken me as long to get this out. But yeah, you know, things just happen. So I'm going to try to have the last bit of episodes for this thing up within the next week or so. So thank you very much for watching, sticking around, and enjoy the ending of Dark Souls 2. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great night.
I lost everything and remained here patiently. The throne will certainly receive you. But the question remains. Would you tell me? Light, dark, or something else entirely? There is no path. Beyond the scale of light, beyond the reach of love. What could possibly await us? And yet we seek it insatiably, such is our fate.